Scrolling through my game library in search of a sweet campaign to play, I came across Yoku's Island Express. So for those of you who aren't all that familiar with the game, it's a Metroidvania meets pinball adventure where you have to deliver letters all around an island. Yoku's Island Express is a weird title. The game on its surface appears to be just Ori and the Blind Forest, with some pinball mechanics, but it's so much more than that. The idea behind an exploration game where you play as a little ball that can't jump sounds concerning, but I think the team really struck a balance here with pinball puzzles and exploration. There are bumpers all over the map, which can give you a hype boost, but the game also has a fast travel system called the Beeline. It's funny, because when I asked on my Discord about making a video on it, some people said that they thought the fast travel system was bad and it was ineffective. Honestly, I don't blame them, because there's a real dilemma here that Yoku's fast travel system suffers from. How do you make a fast travel system that is efficient and fun, but also immersive and realistic to the game world? So that's what we're going to be exploring today. And to the three of you who clicked on this video thinking it was about Yoshi, I hope you keep watching anyway. Let's get into it. Yoku has a simple story, which I'll refrain from spoiling too much of, but it's a good thread for the island's charming characters and environment to build off of. As cliche as it sounds, Yoku is less about the journey as it is about the little critters you meet along the way. I imagine this idea of an immersive world and charm was the base inspiration for the Beeline. Yoku, being a little beetle, doesn't have any magical powers. He can't use warp pads or fly to other areas of the map, but what if there was a transportation system made like a bus for the creatures of the island? Thus, the Beeline was made. Let's talk about the good things first. Yoku does a lot to make sure characters and gameplay are woven into this system. Characters will talk about the Beeline like it's a real part of the world and not just something that was tacked on top of a pre-existing model. There are even some areas that are only accessible through the Beeline. The best example of this is when you unlock the Far East Line and discover the Hive. You get to learn a little about the bees and even meet the queen if you have the right ball. Little side rant here. I love the way the unlockable ball covers work. You can open up certain sprays by exploring the world, which is nice, but where it really gets cool is when you combine the sprays to make different colors. It's a mini puzzle trying to figure out which combination will let you unlock certain areas guarded by NPCs. Like painting your ball to resemble a skeleton, so the Skull Gang will let you into the juicery. So to recite the main point here, the Beeline is not separate from the rest of the game, rather it intertwined with characters, puzzles, and exploration. It also has great music. I've been playing it in the background of this video, and I think it's very fitting given the speedy and buzz sounds being reflective of bees. All that is great, but it does lead to some irritations. The four main areas you will explore are the forest, caves, mountains, and the Skull Gang's hideout. After reaching the village, you'll be able to go off and explore the three latter areas in largely whatever order you like. They act as semi-linear levels, and when you make it far enough, you can unlock Beeline stops that will take you back to the village hub. This works well in most of the areas, but the caves aren't so good. Because cannons can't fit in the cramped corridors, the Beeline is largely absent. It's plain to see on the map, the middle is fairly disconnected from the rest. This is an example of world building coming before what might be more fun for the player. It can be annoying to travel back through some areas several times for missing collectibles. Another problem is that not every cannon can be accessed from the ground. Some have bumpers to launch you up right on the line, but many will be right above large drops. It makes it very tedious when you accidentally drop a stop early and have to walk all the way around to another cannon just to get back up. So was this sacrifice worth it? Let's do a quick rundown of some of the other games. Axiom Verge has one area in the middle of the map that is a giant hallway for a speedy ride on a snail head thing. I don't think I'll ever understand this game's story. Anyways, when you first discover this area, it's awesome. You've just completed a tougher part of the game, and to finally be back in safety of earlier areas is comforting. However, once you start heading into the end of the game, the system is slow and not very useful. It doesn't connect a lot of the far out areas, and what was once a cool moment now becomes a glorified loading screen. Now to bring up Hollow Knight, again, for what I'm sure won't be the last time. The game is all about keeping you on your toes with game mechanics. Benches, which can act as save points, will be broken and unusable in some areas, and the stag stations, the game's fast travel points, won't always appear where you'd expect. The stag network works well in being connected to the narrative of the world and being efficient for traversal. However, unlike Yoku and Axiom Verge, it exists outside of the game world. When you hop on a stag, a loading screen comes up and you're magically in a new area. So I guess I'll ask again, is this sacrifice worth it? I honestly don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments and we can discuss it. Are there other games you know with in-world fast travel systems? That's all for now. Thanks for watching.